Chad, we're coming live.
Coming live.
Coming live.
Oh, it's been a while.
Are we out of practice?
Think so. Okay.
Don't look down there. Look up there. Hi, everyone. My name is Carolyn. Not in a normal setup.
Pared down everything.
Yes.
But we asked you guys to ask us questions,
and you have responded.
Yep, we have a couple questions, quite a few questions.
Quite a few questions.
And we have a quick video to show you as well. We'll do that a little bit later.
Yep.
And so we have the chat open, so if you have a question while you're watching,
got it wide open.
We have it wide open, ready to go, so jump in with your questions if you have one, and let's get started.
Yeah. Well, we've had quite a few submissions from both family members and those of you who follow us on YouTube. Thank you so much for those of you who did.
Thank you.
Somebody who joined us just a day or two ago, our Fire Life. Shout out to you guys.
Yep.
They said, love Q&As, can't wait. Why and when did you decide to move into the RV?
Well, I think it started, was it last summer, 2017. We went camping as a family, and it was one of those camping trips. We were trying to get family to come, and everybody kept bailing on us, and we were like, you know what? We're going to go.
With a newborn.
With a newborn.
And 2 young kids.
Mm-hmm. And we went and we attempted to go to Mount Rainier. And we'll link some of our experiences in this video later on. And things did not work out as planned, but it actually kind of worked out probably better than we could have hoped for. We were there for 5 days, and we were at Cowlitz Falls, like a state park or campground. It was really nice. I think we'll probably try and go back there because we can probably fit our rig there.
Yeah, most definitely.
And we just kind of hung out as a family, and I think that kind of started I wonder if we could actually live here. That was something that we weren't sure on.
He was thinking it. I wasn't thinking anything.
Yes.
It was a great family vacation. We got away, and I needed it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we needed the time off. We needed the time to decompress. You know, our kids had our issues, and they always have issues.
Kids aside, it was
Yes.
a great vacation. We unplugged. There was no cell phone reception out there.
Yeah.
And on the way home, he broached the topic of me changing my career path and going as a travel nurse.
Yeah.
And us getting a trailer and just moving in.
Well, because for me, my job was a job that kind of required me to be at a location when working for the government. And Carolyn's job is a little bit different in the fact that she could actually
huge
travel.
Variety of what I can do as a nurse.
Yep. And so we decided, well, there's really nothing besides a house keeping us in the area we're at. And we've been to Hawaii.
Seeing new places.
Yep. So that kind of just spurred something inside of us to kind of start down the road of changing our lifestyle.
Yeah. And I think it was just setting goals for ourselves and saying, no, in a year, this is where we want to be.
Yep.
And knowing that we're going to have to cut down on our stuff, minimalize. We're going to have to prep our house for sale and sell it.
Yeah. And we'll link that video as well. That was a huge process. I mean, it was kind of the end half of it, but it was still, you could kind of see the enormity of getting our house ready to sell.
It was years of stuff, and you get 3 babies, you have lots of things just accumulate.
Yeah.
I think it was a good decision on our part. There were several goals, and we felt that moving into a trailer and taking on more of a mobile lifestyle would reach those goals, becoming minimal, getting out of debt.
Yeah, right now we have no debt.
Doing things as a family instead of being focused around stuff and having stuff. Hopefully to lower my stress level because...
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Well, I have a lot of stress in my life at work, and it doesn't help the moving around and being in a different place now that we're in a hotel for a couple of weeks, and the kids' clutter has overwhelmed me at times. Right, so my sister asked, how has mobile life been different than a stationary life? And, oh, somebody is calling me, and I'm going to just cancel that.
Unknown number.
And what were you prepared for, unprepared for? Mobile life is, you're just not attached to any one location, and you can just decide, this weekend we want to go to Leavenworth, so let's just do that.
Yeah, and we'll probably try and do more of those trips kind of in the fall and winter. Even though people go RVing during the winter, well, you're living in an RV, so why not?
Yeah. So we're a little bit different than a lot of our friends who are doing this lifestyle where they are going from location to location on a weekly, maybe monthly basis.
Yep.
We're actually going to winter in the area here in Washington State because I have a job here and we have friends in a church here. And then next year sometime our goal is to change jobs and be more free, like those of you who I absolutely adore watching your videos and seeing all the new and interesting places that you head to. I'm looking forward to that part. We're kind of, hi RET Summers. Hey guys, taking a break just to jump on. Awesome. You guys look
taking
like
a
you're
break
having,
from balloons.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
You guys look like you're having so much fun at the fiesta, and I am so looking forward to maybe going in 2019.
Yeah, we have goals for next year that involve other parts of the country other than Washington.
So those of you who are watching our video, check out our 18 Summers. They have some awesome videos they've been posting about Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. It looks like a lot of fun. And
they just finished a video series on Yellowstone.
Yes.
Just there.
Trip to Yellowstone.
Yeah, so they have lots of adventures.
Mobile life versus stationary life. Mobile life, you definitely have to use your Maps app a lot more.
Yeah.
For me, going to work, I have to constantly turn on my map app and make sure I'm going to be on time to work and that I know where I'm going, and I have to follow those directions.
Yeah, trust the maps because they'll get you there.
Laundry is interesting, and this is going to answer one of your mom's questions.
Yep.
Does the trailer have a washing machine and dryer?
And that's no.
There are a lot of RVs out there and trailers that do have hookups for machines, but ours does not. It was not something that we felt was absolutely necessary.
Well, we have friends that if you have like that second bathroom, you possibly could retrofit it as a laundry room. But we only have one bathroom, and so we really don't have the space to add something else. We're looking at other options like foot-powered washing machines, solar-powered washing machines,
but again, they're machines that take up space.
Yeah, they take up space, but it's a way to clean clothes. And if you're out boondocking, you can hang up a line, dry them.
At this point, we've been visiting laundromats, and a lot of RV parks actually have washing machine and dryer at your
even if it's one washing machine and one dryer.
We were actually there have been a few times where it was like the machines weren't quite the best. They weren't in the best working order.
Yep.
One was out of order. Learning the etiquette and knowing that if you put in your wash, you need to be back there when it's done. Pull it out immediately. Get it into a dryer.
We get really well at setting timers.
Yes, on your phone, little timers.
Timers for
and not leaving your laundry in the dryer overnight. Making sure that you get it out so that the next person has the laundry facilities accessible.
Yep.
So that's a little bit different than stationary life where you can have a washing machine and a dryer. I guess making sure that you're on time for places, packing up and then driving and getting to the next location and checking in, and that's been a whole new learning experience as well.
That process itself, I mean, it's not just hooking up and driving off. It's making sure everything's clean, making sure there's nothing in the way of the slides, And then making sure all the toys and everything else from outside is put away and ready, so when you leave, you're leaving an empty campsite. So, do we want to show them our video of us parking?
Yes. So, my sister wanted to know, and I think your mom did too, just how hard is it to park the trailer? That was from my sister, and your mom commented. So Denise, let's see, where is the question? I have them in several different locations. Is it harder to set up or tear down camp?
I think we're getting better. I think every time we do it.
I would say tearing down is harder than setting up. Would you say?
Yeah,
but I only do the inside. So what about the outside? Is it actually easier to tear down or to set up?
A lot of times it all depends on what's being done inside. Because if you're still using water, I can't unhook the water. If you're still using something that requires a lot of power, I can't unhook.
You can always come in and help me with the inside.
I can, and we're trying. I mean, we're figuring things out. I mean, honestly, it's not just a little tiny.
At some point, we should
outside.
switch jobs. We should switch jobs, and I do all the outside packing up chores, and you do all the inside packing up chores. It'll probably turn into a really big fiasco.
Probably.
Anyway, so is it hard to back up your RV? I haven't actually done it, so you want to answer this question?
It's easier for us. It's easier for me to park the fifth wheel than it has been for me to park a travel trailer. A lot of it has to do with where the access point is and the range of motion. I can get a much
you want to show this
longer
video
wide angle. Let's go ahead and show you our recent parking at Leavenworth.
Yeah, let's do that.
So basically, Carolyn comes out and spots me. We have radios so that we can communicate.
Walkie-talkies.
Yeah, walkie-talkies. And so I'm backing up basically 37 feet of trailer. And I found that a travel trailer that's about 10 feet shorter, a lot of times for me was a lot harder because you didn't have as wide of an angle. I can almost get 90 degrees between the truck and the trailer. So if I need to make a wide turn, I can easily back it in and then pull it and swing that back end in.
So this was actually an interesting spot. We had a lot of wide open space, but because of the C-Class on the other side of the road,
and a tree.
Yeah, and dodging a couple of trees, it was actually pretty difficult for you to get the right line to begin with, but once you had the right line, you backed it right up into this spot. And this was actually quite a level spot.
Yep.
It did slope down towards the back of the trailer, so in the end here, after we unhitch, you'll see that I lower the front quite a bit. Make our little trailer bow.
Nothing compares to when we were hooked up at our old house.
Oh yeah,
that thing was just like that front end was maxed out as low as it could possibly go.
So here I'm making her bow, getting her level.
Yeah, and we have some permanent levelers that I'll probably try and get put in, so that we don't have to have the little tiny level.
I like my little level that I can carry around and lose. Anyway, you just have to make sure that you're not going to hit a slide or the power pole with any of your slides.
Yeah, the 50 amp on this one was basically on the other side of the main slide. So
making sure that you can bring out your awning fully. That's been difficult at times too, where we might hit another trailer or a tree. But once you've done it a number of times, I feel like it's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do the backing up part. I mean, that's something, I've only driven the trailer once, and it was in a straight line down the highway.
You had that fun turn.
We'll talk about that. That's to come in another video.
Yes. Well, we'll leave that for another video so that you can enjoy
that. Was really, I almost peed my pants. I was so scared.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Next question.
Let's go on to another topic because we've talked about why we moved in and we've talked about a little bit about the trailer.
Yep.
Oh, I guess to kind of go along with like living in the trailer itself. Mom was asking. So it looks like you're keeping both your car and truck.
Yep.
When you drive to your first faraway destination, will you drive there separately or tow your car? At this point, we haven't decided if we're going to keep the car or not when we start actually traveling in the U.S. Right now, while we're just in Washington State and me commuting to a location. My work, we have to have that commuter car.
Yep.
Unfortunately, if we're towing the trailer, we also can't tow a car.
I mean, Carolyn could drive behind us, and we could switch off that.
Yeah, so we may decide to take the car just to our first location.
Well, and we know some traveling families that have a second car that they take
because of how many kids they have. So then they have to have two vehicles to get all the children in. Yeah. Norp and South, I think, when they were traveling with their 9 kids.
Fumman's family does the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Fumman's family has 5 with them, 4 or 5.
Yep.
Doug and Harmony, you can comment if you're on and tell us how many kids you have traveling with you. I know you have quite a brood.
You're probably too busy at the balloon fiesta.
Well, actually, so we can always sell the car later on, even if we get to a location and decide, you know what, it's not working, we want just one vehicle. Yeah. And then we can sell the car.
It's not a newer car. It's 11 years old, so we'll be able to sell it off as a good commuter car before we.
I just realized, looking at this camera, my cheeks are getting really red. I'm very hot.
Yeah.
I think we need to turn on the AC in here.
AC, open a window or something.
The sun came out today, and
it hasn't come out for a while.
It's streaming through the windows, and it's heating up this little townhouse that we're staying.
Yeah, so we're cooking right now.
We are
for you guys. Another call. So we changed carriers for Carolyn, and for some reason the amount of spam calls have increased.
I do. I don't know why. All right. On to a big topic, the kids. Yep. Let's see. Let's talk about how the kids are. Oh, I can't find it. Maybe I wrote it down here. Oh, no, it's right here. So we've had the trailer in the shop, and so it's been really, really difficult. And Christy Bialco from Our 18 Summers, let me answer that question. She says, it sucks having to turn your RV in for work. What have you done to occupy the kids in the hotel? Have you been able to stay on track with homeschooling?
Since we kind of got a slow start to homeschooling this year.
We're still pretty up and down.
Travel days are definitely harder days to get some schooling in. Once we're set a location for a little bit, it's not too hard to get that routine going again. We were able to do it. The first hotel we were at, we were able to get some schooling done. And then it's worked out okay. I mean, our kids are not like...
They're not pretty far advanced.
Yeah.
Emma's a grade ahead, so even though she's supposed to be second grade, she's in 3rd grade, and I'm not pushing. Yeah. I mean, she picks up something and she learns it. It's very easy to teach her. She's very self-motivated. Timothy is, I don't know, he's almost 5, and it has to be his idea, but he's actually learning like a lot this year. I'm super excited for him.
He's learning words. He's learning letter sounds. He's learning numbers. I mean,
simple math.
Very
skills,
simple math, but yes.
Keeping them busy in the hotel.
That's been pretty hard. It really, truly, it's the other hotel was a little easier because it was all indoors. This place is kind of like a mix between an extended stay and an apartment complex. And so the weather has not been very nice lately. And so today was really the first day that the kids have been able to go outside.
Took them out to the tennis court.
I try to go out and do errands. And I let them try and, do other things. Yeah. But it's nothing like, okay guys, go outside, get your bikes, and go ride.
Can't have them do that.
Well, we don't have our bikes here right now, so we can't really do
that. They did ask for a certain bin of toys that we hadn't been letting them play with, so we brought those with us. It's a great big bin, but it was really light, And so they've been getting out these plastic tracks and putting them all over the place. Edison loves them.
Yeah.
And he actually, before lunch, I told him, okay, it's time to eat. And he actually started cleaning them up. It was awesome.
Half the time, Edison cleans better.
Cleans better than the other two. And that and schoolwork obviously keeps them busy. So I think Garrett likes to do schoolwork fresh in the morning, right after breakfast. Get some subjects done.
Well,
do some chores.
I've noticed that Emma and Timmy get very scatterbrained. The later they get tired.
They can't learn very well in the afternoon.
Yeah. So yesterday I tried to do schoolwork in the afternoon during Eddie's rest time, and Timmy could barely color square. And he was sitting there just like,
and normally he has good focus.
And this morning he had pretty good focus and did really well.
Oh, okay. So we haven't really
actually
talked about repairs, but we can interrupt. There's a lot of questions about our homeschooling and stuff from your mom.
Do we want to jump to that, or do we want to finish up some of those questions?
Yeah, we'll finish. So for our 18 summers, we're going to wait for that topic until we finish with homeschooling.
It's nice to know, guys, that our kids are not the only ones that act like this.
I'm so tired. It's hard to focus sometimes. But Denise, Garrett's mom, homeschooled all her kids, and so she has a lot of questions about homeschooling and how that's going, how it's going at home, just with the kids in the hotel.
Definitely say the kids don't watch as much TV.
No, not
now that we're in the RV, because there's not access to Netflix as much.
How are the kids adjusting to their bedroom?
The one in the RV?
Yes.
They, as far as I can tell, they absolutely love it. It's 4 bunks. They each have their own space. Yeah. And a lot of times they can just say, go play in there, and they'll go and...
I think they love it, and I love how we can move from location to location, and they will go to sleep just as well because it's the same bedroom. It's the same environment that they're going to sleep in.
Yep.
It was a little different with moving from hotel to hotel.
Eddie probably has done...
He's had a few nights where he's been up in the middle of the night crying.
But he's had the most consistent because he's still... We took the little tent with him.
Right, so he sleeps inside a little sleeping tent. Because our RV does not have space for a pack and play. Difference between watching your kids in your old home and in your new home. In the old house, you just sent them into the backyard, so they go play. Yeah. Shut the door and let them play.
If you haven't seen our videos, we have a pretty large backyard, and it was very easy to bundle them up any time of year and say, go outside. I will call you when you can come back in. And
then strip them down in the laundry room if they're all muddy and wet. In the RV, though, because we're in different locations that don't have fences and we don't know who's there and, cars passing, I think we've had to be a little bit more vigilant when they're outside playing.
Yep. Once we get a feel for the RV park that we're in, we can kind of set up those boundaries. And sometimes they'll test it, but a lot of times if they know that they're within, so far, they'll pretty much stay with...
Trailer and this fence post over here. And make sure you can always see our trailer so that if we call you, you can come right away.
Yep.
Edison, I think it's been the hardest for him because we can't just shoo him out the door and let him go play. He has to have a parent with him at all times. And we've instituted wearing a harness and a leash.
He loves the harness and not the leash.
Well... he's getting used to it. Yeah. It's hard though. We can't even just let Emma go and walk him and take care of him while we're setting up or doing chores or something like that. Yeah. Because he'll cry about it until I take the leash. So it was really difficult setting up in Leavenworth because he would do that. I couldn't let Emma just go take him for a little walk while we were setting up the trailer.
He would end up falling on the floor screaming.
Yeah.
We understand now more of seeing parents when we were younger drive with their kids on the floor screaming and
kicking and screaming. Yeah.
Great, thanks for making me look bad, kid. I mean, seriously, it's not like you haven't eaten 10 pounds of food just before you freaked out on me.
On a rainy day, do the kids get restless or go wild being stuck inside? And what do you do? Because, yes, Washington, we're very rainy right now.
Depending on how cold it is, if it's cold and rainy, I'll probably try and go maybe figure out what errands we need to run. That's a good time to go do errands.
Just getting out
and doing something. If it's kind of warm and rainy, I don't mind giving them an extra. It's not like it's just a huge wide open field and there's no protection. I guess Enumclaw didn't have a ton of trees, but a lot of the parks we've been to have lots of trees around, and so there's areas that are kind of dry. You can kind of huddle around certain areas.
I definitely don't like them being inside as much as they are, but that's the nature of Washington winters. They end up being inside a lot more than I would prefer.
Yeah.
So you have to be more intentional about sending them out or going and doing things with them.
But I think for us, the transition has been kind of just steps.
It is.
I don't know how the kids would have been able to handle all the steps all at once.
Yeah.
It would have probably been kind of overwhelming for them.
So let's go back to our 18 Summers questions. Do they have an estimated length of time for our repairs?
So I talked to them today.
Okay, we turned the trailer in on October 2nd. We've talked to them several times. It's now October 10th. Go ahead.
It is, yes. So our trailer's been in for over a week, and they're working on it. They started working on it yesterday. So we went quite a few days with the trailer just sitting on their lot. And that made some people very not happy.
Well, when you say we can't take your trailer until October 2nd, bring it in at 8 a.m., that to me sounds like we have an appointment like you get with a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And so I expected them to at least walk through it, make a plan, have a list, give us an estimate. And when nothing had happened by Thursday, I asked Garrett to call, and she said, "Oh, we haven't even walked through it yet. We'll bump you to the front of the line."
Well, they bumped us up in the line already, but there's probably a few that were already in, because we ended up putting our trailer in probably at the worst time of year to do it, because everyone has finished their RVing season, and so everyone's gone back to their houses, and they're all sending their trailers in to get work done.
And I thought it would be a good time of year because it wasn't directly after, and you'd think that most people would find a problem in the middle of the summer and get it fixed then. So I thought summertime would be. I thought summertime was going to be the busy time to put it in. I don't know. When is the best time to put your trailer in for repairs?
Well, yeah. So, anyways, that being said, they are working on it right now, and I told them, they said basically they'll probably be done by Thursday or Friday, and I said, well, I'm going to come on Friday and take care of the bill because we have some slide covers and vent covers that we're having put on the trailer
for our wintertime use.
Yeah. So I told them that whatever needs to be ordered, go ahead and order it, and we'll take the trailer back and we'll get it scheduled.
We need an actual scheduled time when we know we're going to turn it in and we'll get it back the next day after repairs have been made.
Yeah. So we're going to take their trailer back probably Saturday.
Saturday morning.
And so our plan is Saturday, and we'll have it back at Lake Sawyer on Saturday.
Yeah. So Matt says, when's the next time we are going to run a Tough Mudder together? So
well, I really like the idea that Matt and that we came up with. Probably Matt because he was more connected with full-time families, but trying to coordinate a Tough Mudder run with other full-time families. So trying to get a rally together close to where there might be another Tough Mudder. So basically, we have to look at the schedule for next year and figure out if there's any our rallies or if we could create a rally around one of those locations.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun and definitely want to do it again. Hopefully Yeah. Matt had a fantastic white belt.
Don't tell his story. He gets to do it on his own channel.
He gets to say it on his own channel when he gets
right,
the
Matt?
time.
Right, Matt? I'm going to keep him from telling your story, so you get to tell it.
I'm trying to keep other viewers interested in their channel, too.
Right.
They have a
Check
fantastic
out
channel.
our 18 Summers. Heck yeah.
Too bad our computer can't do emojis.
I know.
I would put some emojis right in the comments.
All right. So, let's move on to when we do go full time and some of our criteria. So your mom was asking, once you hit the road as a traveling nurse, what kind of places are you hoping to go to? What are some of your criteria of places you will accept? And what's more important, the place or the job awaiting you there? At this point, I don't think the job matters so much. It's going to be more of what's in the area, what's the location.
Yeah.
Is it safe for the kids? Does it have interesting things that we can educate them to? And, is there a rally going to be happening? You know, maybe we want to be in Albuquerque next year during the Balloon Festival. So I'd try to get a job down there.
Or there's the possibility that your sister and her family might be, in Utah next year.
No, Christy from our 18 Summers wanted to know.
That Christy.
Yes, that Christy.
I'm sorry, I'm getting Christy's mixed up.
I have a sister named Christy. So, yes, we've been invited to try to maybe hit Utah next summer and hang out.
Okay.
So,
yeah. We kind of talked about it, and I think what we're going to do, most of the contracts that Carolyn would accept would probably be longer contracts, probably like 16 weeks, 14, 16 weeks, something like that.
Somewhere around 12 to 15 weeks, and then we can extend if it works out well.
Yeah. So our plan is possibly to do like maybe 2 of those a year or something like that, and then be able to allow us time in between to actually do some actual traveling.
And hitting states that have things going on it, like if there's a Tough Mudder you want to go to.
Yeah.
Or I've never been to the East Coast, and I'd love to go and visit Becky, your sister, and see cousins and everything in North Carolina.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of the East Coast states, not all of them, but quite a few of them, and definitely want to show them.
And we've got friends and acquaintances who live in Florida, so love to go there. I know we've talked about wanting to go to Texas, so there's a lot of
friends in Arizona too.
Oh yeah, Arizona. So there's a lot of places that we'd love to go. So it's just, I think, just as we get closer to making that switch from one job to another, we're going to need to do a lot of researching and deciding what is it that we want to do, what is it that we want to see, and it's not so much the job. I'm not going to be looking for the perfect job.
Yeah.
Because, the job is a short-term thing. You go for a certain amount of time, you finish your stint.
And I think because we had talked about doing the telenursing and possibly the normal nurse, like travel nursing. And I think we're probably going to stick with the travel nursing idea, mainly because you were saying that you kind of want to keep up your patient care skills.
Right. I haven't been at the bedside with patients for about a year now. I've been in an education role, and I'd really love to get back into the bedside nursing, and travel nursing is going to be the way to do that. Mm-hmm. Once I have a couple more years under my belt, and maybe as we really want to see more of the country, maybe in a quicker pace, not a couple of months at a time, but more of a couple of weeks at a time, then doing something that's more remote, like a telenurse type job, that would be an awesome way to transition.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to be looking at all the options
all
we
the
have.
options that I can do on the road.
And I'm going to try and see if I can pick up a few little odd things here and there with my lighting. I'm going to try and continue my lighting with how we go and do things with churches and other places we come in contact with.
Yep.
So,
if you want to see his kind of work, go ahead and check out his channel.
GS Lighting Solutions. And you can see most of my projects that I do a short video so that you can kind of see before and after and the process that I go through to install lighting systems and upgrade lighting systems
And
for
create
clients.
the mood.
Mood. And I don't create accent little tiny moods. I create big moods.
Big mood.
Big moods.
Oh, I feel like I've missed some questions. There were so many of them. Anyway, we would love to continue answering questions. So if we didn't cover something or something just came to you as you're watching this video, please feel free to leave a comment and we'll add it to our list and hit it next time. I did want to go through, it has been quite a while since we did our last live video. It was sometime in September. I have, starting the week of September 23rd, kept track, and we are at 168 subscribers now. We gained 8 subscribers in the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Going with the Flow RV Adventures, James Fisher, Christine Barrow, Brian Gant. Hey, Brian. And Our Fire Life. Thank you, Our Fire Life, for submitting your question.
Yep.
And thank you, our 18 Summers, for joining us live. And Mom, hopefully we answered all of your questions, most of your questions.
If not, you can call us.
And thank you to my sister Joanna as well for submitting questions.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for being with us and following all the way to the end of this.
Yep. And if you didn't catch
Q&A.
this live, rewatch the video.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. And thank you for joining us in our chapter. Hey, Emma.
Want to say
You want to
goodbye?
say goodbye? We're just finishing up our live video. Emma would love to answer your questions. Send her some.
What?
I want to send some questions for Emma.
There's the camera. There.
What questions are there?
Oh, they asked a lot. How do you
Lots
like
of
your new room in the RV?
I love it.
Yeah, you love it? And what do you do if you're bored in the trailer?
I sometimes just go into my treasury box and pull out something.
Yeah, you have a nice big box that you keep with all kinds of treasures, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
And what are you learning in school?
I'm learning history, I'm learning math, I'm learning cursive, reading, Bible verse, a lot of things.
A lot of things. Are you helping Timothy learn things?
Not really, but I like to play with him.
You like to play with Timothy. What are some things that Timothy's learning in school?
He's learning how to color by number
Color by number.
and color by animal and connect the dots.
Connect the dots.
Yeah.
He's doing some mazes.
Yeah,
Going
mazes.
tracing the mazes.
And also he's doing like patterns.
Is he learning to draw the letters in the alphabet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go through, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean like the fruit and square and shape ones.
Yep. Emma, what has been the most fun thing you've done while we've been in the hotels?
Eat at the breakfast places.
The breakfast places?
And
It's all about her time.
What did we do last Saturday? Do you remember?
we came into this place.
No?
We were at the other hotel.
Oh yeah.
What
For
did
the
we do?
last bit. We checked out.
No. I'm trying to give her
Oh, we
hints.
swim.
We swam, yeah.
We swam.
There's a pool at the other hotel. There's one here too, but it's outdoors.
And clothes.
And we invited a couple of little friends over and we took over the entire pool, huh? We had fun swimming.
We kept hopping into the hot. So first we went into the big pool, and then we hopped into the hot tub, and then we hopped into the pool again, and then hopped into
The hot cold. Hot cold therapy is good.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us on this Q&A. We look forward to hearing from you, and stay tuned. We are sending out. We're releasing another video today.
Yep, it should be released in about 19 minutes.
19 minutes, so hang tight for that.
Yep.
It's a great new series.
From our vacation at Mount Rainier this year.
Yes. awesome
We
trip to Ohana Pekash in the Mount Rainier National Forest.
We haven't finished that yet.
No, Daddy just finished editing.
Yep, it'll be up in a few minutes.
Do you want to watch it when it comes up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope there's a part with. I hope there's Lexi in it.
I don't think so.
We'll see. All right, we'll see you guys.
Bye.